Hi guys, it's Meenu. Welcome back to my channel Storytale. Today I'm going to be talking about The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley. This is the first time that I'm reading a Lucy Foley book. I've really heard many praises about her last book, The Guest List. I have actually not read it yet. I might after reading this book. I was really impressed, so I might. I'm not going to be giving any spoilers for this book. I want you to enjoy it yourself. Let's start a little bit with the synopsis first. The story is about Jess, who is kind of broke and who does not have anything in her name, and she is kind of running away from her past. That is why she writes to her brother Ben, who lives in this Paris apartment, as the title suggests. So she asks him to actually let her stay with him for a few days until she can get her business in order. Ben was not too much happy with this, but of course he cannot actually refuse his half sister, who has been dealt actually a very bad hand compared to him. Both of them were kind of orphans. At least one of the parent was dead, and Ben was adopted by a very rich family. That is why he got a very better life compared to Jess, who was kind of never adopted that way, and she was kind of shifting from one foster house to another, and she also has some kind of issues because she also steals and everything, and she always gets a very bad everything, and that is why Ben kind of feels bad for her, and that is why he agrees to let her stay with him at his apartment. But the day that Jess arrives, she does not find Ben anywhere. He kind of disappears without leaving anything. There are a few clues here and there, and there's this one voicemail, but that is about it. She does not know anything about Ben and how he disappeared. They have not been in touch for a very long time. So there are many things that she does not know about Ben. Slowly she discovers each and every secret that Ben has actually been hiding, and there are other characters and peoples in the building who kind of has some sort of tie with Ben and his disappearance. We again discover everything slowly and steadily, little by little. Sometimes it gets a little bit dull because some parts does not actually anything happens, but anyway, it was a very engaging story. We also get a point of view of many characters. We get a point of view of Jess, who is the sister. We get a little bit, not much, but little bit point of view of Wen, maybe one or two, and then we get Sophie, who is this rich, classy person who is very rich. She lives in the penthouse of the building. There's also Mimi, who is another character who was kind of obsessed with Ben. She was smitten by him. There's another Nick, who was a friend of Ben, who used to study with him in the, I think, Harvard University, if I'm not wrong. No, I think maybe Cambridge, I do not remember, but they used to study together. There's also Antonia, whose purpose I do not understand. He also lives in the building, whose wife actually left him. And there's another concierge, if I'm not wrong, I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing wrong. It's like, I think, housekeeper, who also has this kind of connection with Ben. And there's also a roommate of Mimi Kemi, who does not have a major role in this book. So again, we get point of view of most of these characters. We see what actually happened. We see their past. The story shifts a lot from the present to the past. So sometimes it gets a little bit confusing. But anyway, I really loved that whole transition and everything. This also comes like an adult kind of a book because there are some intimate scenes which are kind of explicit, and also there are talk of murders and blood and everything. So again, if that is something that bothers you, do not pick this book up. Now, without wasting any more time, let's go to like and dislike section. What I like about this book is the whole theme of the book. It was kind of spooky. It has a very mysterious kind of a character, which I actually love in a thriller kind of a book. I really enjoy that eerie feeling that we get. You know, the darkness, the creak of the wood when somebody opens it slowly or something like that, that footstep that actually makes noise. So everything about that I actually enjoy reading. There again, like the sharp metal is gleaming in the dark, and you know, something shiny metal, something like that. So I really like a whole of that. The dark parking lot, the dark cave, the underground passages, the peepholes and everything. I actually enjoy reading that. So that is something that was very well done in this book. The real intention and the motivation of the characters were not actually fully revealed. So that also creates a very thrilling kind of an experience. So I actually like that too. Jess is basically new to this town. She does not know the language. She does not know anybody in the city. She does not have Ellie. So that sense of separation kind of give it a very nice vibe. That kind of makes her feel very helpless against many things that happens because she does not have knowledge about anything. So I think the environment and everything was done very well in this book. The second best thing about this book is how the title is very appropriate. The story is about the Paris apartment, and that is clear from the first page. I really love how the apartment itself kind of plays a role in this book, because there are passageways which leads to this cave or something, and there's this peepholes, and the woods actually make noises, and there's this closet, there's this cat, there's this window which plays a very big role, and there's this desk and everything, the whole apartment, and the apartment in this particular building where it has many floors and everything. I think that makes a very great premise. I think the character of the apartment itself was done very well. It has this, like I said, very eerie kind of a feel when the door kind of makes this noise of creak when somebody opens the door, because everyone kind of has a key of that apartment, so that gives a very spooky and dangerous kind of a vibe. There are many floors in this building, and every floor somebody resides, and each floor, when Jess explores each and every floor, she explores each and every room, you kind of get deported in that place, you kind of get deported in that building. So like I said, the building and the apartment and everything plays a very big role in this book, and I think that was done very well. Last but not the least, the twist and everything. I really love that there are many layers of twist in this book. 50% of the book you discover one secret which is like a huge secret and does give that creepy feeling, like I said, and then after that you get another secret revealed, and that after that you get every secret revealed. So with that you get the secrets in layers. So that is something that I actually liked. It was not dumped, or there was like that villains give exposition or something like that. So it did not have that. We discovered truth. I'm not gonna say that we discovered truth with Jess. She does not discover much, but we do get discovered by the thought process of the other characters, and I actually enjoyed that. And the twist at the end, I love that. I mean, that was something that I did not imagine. I mean, I do not think anybody would have thought of that, because it was so unpredictable, and I really just loved that twist. I think it was just like the cherry on the top, because I just could not imagine it to be the twist. And the thing is that I did not pay attention to it from the starting of the book, and now that I think of it, okay, that does make sense. That thing about that character does make sense, because you notice that particular thing after you finish reading the book. So that is something I think that was brilliantly done. I really love that twist. Each and every twist in this book is done very well. I really enjoyed it. Now let's talk about some of the shortcomings of the book. The characters is the major disappointment in this book. I was not too much intrigued by any of the characters. Maybe I liked Ben a little bit, but other than that, I do not think I enjoyed many of the characters. Jess was not also a very likable character. She was a flawed one, and I do not mind the flawed character, but there was nothing actually likable about her. I do not know why. The only thing that I actually cared about her is that she was dealt a very bad hand, and Ben was such a nice person. So I just wanted both the sister and the brother to not actually be separated. I did not want Ben to be, have been died or something, because I did not want Jess to be all alone in this place. But other than that, Jess as a character was not very much intriguing. I did not hate it, but I did not love her either. And even the other characters were not that intriguing. I mean, I read them once, and I think enjoyed their inner thoughts and everything, but other than that, that's about it. They are not the characters that I'm gonna remember for like years to come or ages to come. I don't think they play a very major role for me. The best thing about this book is that it does not have any romantic relationship. It does have a few scenes here and there, but nothing like a great romance or something. So that I think that was done very well. So I'm really glad that the romance was avoided, because you did not need that in this book. The second thing that bothered me is why everyone was so charmed with Ben. I do not know. I mean, I can understand maybe 3 or 4 people were charmed, but each and every single character that we see was charmed by Ben. I do not know. Was he performing any magic or something? I know you can be very good at talks and everything, but again, everyone was just smitten by him. So that is something that I do not know. That kind of bothered me. Like, there's so much of talk of his charm in this book that the charm itself becomes a character in this book, because he has been talked a lot about. And I just do not understand how can that be possible. I know there are some people who are charming and everything, but each and every character, and they do such drastic things for his charm. I think Antonio, I think is the name, is the only character who was not charmed or was not in love with Ben. But other than that, everyone was just in love with him. Like, everyone loved him with their passion and everything. So I think that was a little bit, I do not know, easy thing to do, maybe, I do not know. That motivation enough for the characters was not enough for me. No. Like I said, many of the characters were not that good in this book, but one character in particular did not make sense to me at all. And that was Antonio. I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing the name wrong, but I think it's Antonio. No? But anyway, his character did not make sense to me at all. He was like the least consequential person in this book. I did not understand why he was in this book at all. His character and his choices does not make any sense, especially the end. The way his character ended kind of goes against the main character of this Antonio. I do not know why he did the thing that he did in the last section. He was supposed to be a bad guy, but in the end he has this big secret about the person he does not even like. It was very easy for him to go against each and every plan. So why he didn't do that? His motivation in this book is not clear to me. His whole character was not clear to me. I think he was not necessary as a character. I would not have mind if his character, his storyline, what he does would have been omitted for the book. I would not have cared about him because I did not care about him at all in this book. Problems and shortcomings aside, I did enjoy this book. It was a very fun read for me. I do enjoy reading thriller books. It gives me a very nice spooky vibe, so I really love that. And I'm reading a thriller book after a very long time. I think the last I read was Agatha Christie. I think the book was The Nile, Death on the Nile. So that was a book that I really enjoyed. I do not remember reading any other thriller book. If I did, I just cannot place it right now. But anyway, I did enjoy this book, and especially love the audiobook because you get a different person for each and every character. So I really love that whole way of representing a story because it does give it a very nice feeling to it. So if you really want to enjoy this book, listen to it as an audiobook. For me, this book is a 4-star read because even though there were few problems and shortcomings with this book, I really did enjoy my time with it. It did keep me hooked. I really loved the plot and everything, and I really loved all the twists and turns in this book. That is why for me it is a 4-star read. Do let me know in the comments down below if you like this book, and if you have any recommendation for me. Do hit subscribe and hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. I will see you next time. Bye.